guys, welcome back to Intellectual Literature. This is Gauri. Today we talk about Laurence Sterne's Tristam Shandy. First we see Tristam Shandy's plot summary and then themes and then author's biography and finally characters. First we see plot summary. Before that, kindly subscribe my channel. Tristam Shandy is this life story of Tristam Shandy, but it is told in a very unusual way. The story covers the years from 1680 to 1766, yet it is not narrated in correct time order. The narrator, Tristram himself, constantly moves backward and forward in time and interrupts his own story with thoughts, comments, explanations. The story begins even before Tristram is born. Tristram starts with his conception, which is disturbed because his mother asks an unnecessary questions about the wrong moment. Tristram believes that this interruption affects his life from the very beginning. His father and his mother argues about the birth of Tristam Shandy. His mother insists her delivery was happened in London only, but Walter Shandy argues her delivery was held in this village only. Finally, Walter Shandy wins. Her delivery should held in that village. Walter Shandy is a man who strongly believes in theories. He thinks that a child's future depends on perfect timing, correct names and proper education. When Tristram is born, another accident occurs. The doctor uses forceps. At the delivery time of Elizabeth Shandy, the surgery was so critical. Dr. Slope misses his important equipment, so he tells that to Walter Shandy. Walter Shandy sends his servant to bring that equipment. At the delivery time, doctor uses forceps carelessly and Tristram's nose is flattened. Walter Shandy feels miserable because he believes the shape of the nose decides a person's character and success. He thinks his son's future is already damaged. Later, during Tristram's christening, another disaster happens. Walter wants to name his son Trismegistus, a powerful and meaningful name. But due to a misunderstanding, midwife interrupts and she tells the priest the name is Tristam. The child name is wrongly named. Walter is another time heartbroken, believing that a weak name will bring bad luck. As Tristram grows, he meets with more accidents. One of the most serious is when a window sash falls on him, causing injury. Walter Shandy sees this as another sign that fate is working against his son. At that time, Walter Shandy's first son, Bobby Shandy, also died. However, these events are actually small accidents exaggerated by Walter's overthinking nature. Much of the novel focuses not on Tristram but on his family members. Walter Shandy spends much time arguing about philosophy, logic and education. These long speeches often interrupts the story and add humor. A large part of the novel is devoted to Uncle Toby, Walter's brother. Uncle Toby is a retired soldier who receives a serious wound in the groin during a war. The injury forces him to leave the army and it takes him 4 years to recover. After returning home, Uncle Toby lives in the countryside and tries to heal his emotional pain by recreating the battlefield where he was wounded. With the help of his loyal servant Corporal Trim, he builds small models of forts and battles in his garden. These activities become his favorite hobby horse. Uncle Toby becomes deeply interested in the science of war, including fortifications and defense. He repeatedly reenacts battles, finding comfort and peace in them. Corporal Trim supports him and often tells stories, adding warmth and humor to the novel. When the Peace of Hut retreat is signed, the war comes to an end. As a result, Uncle Toby's military hobbies slowed down. During this peaceful time, he meets widow Wadman, who lives nearby. Widow Wadman becomes interested in Uncle Toby and tries to understand the nature of his war wound before accepting his love. Uncle Toby falls in love with Widow Wadman in a shy and innocent manner. However, his inability to explain his wound clearly leads to confusion. Their relationship begins awkward and finally ends unhappily because Widow Wadman's loves her physical body only, not true love. So Uncle Toby leaves Widow Wadman and ended their love life. The novel ends with the long promised but unfortunate love affair between Uncle Toby and Widow Wadman rather than with Tristram's completed life story. We see the themes. Life has a series of accidents, human mind and psychology, time disorder and digression, satire on theories and obsessions. So, next we see Laurence Sterne's biography. Laurence Sterne was the Irish-born English novelist and humorist also. He was born on 24th November 1730. His father is a army man, so Sterne spent his childhood moving from place to place. At the age of 10, he was sent to Hipperholmy Grammar School near Halifax. He studied at Jesus College, Cambridge, and obtained his bachelor's and master's degrees. He married Elizabeth Lumley in 1741, but the marriage was unhappy and they later separated. During a difficult period of personal loss and sadness, Srini began writing Tristam Shandy. The first two volumes were published at his own expense and became extremely popular in London. The remaining volumes were published between 1761 and 1767. Srini suffered from TB and lived abroad for health reasons. Srini died in 1768. So, finally, we see characters. Tristram Shandy was the protagonist and narrator also. Walter Shandy, Tristram's father. Toby Shandy, he is also called the Uncle Toby. He is an army man. Elizabeth Shandy was the mother of Tristram and she rarely appears in scene. Dr. Slope, who cutted Shandy's nose. Midwife, she is the main reason of the name, wrongly mentioned name. Bobby Shandy, he not visible in this novel but brother of Tristram Shandy. Walter Shandy's first son, he dies in volume 4 chapter 31. Widow Wadman whose loves Uncle Toby only physical only, not soulmate. York, Corporal Trim was the servant of Uncle Toby. Bridget, Digo, Didius, Eugenius, and then Fernandez, Billy Lee Fever, Lieutenant Lee Fever. See, you all read these characters' names and you know only short summary. If you want, read more. Obadiah, Flutatoris, Susanna. Ta-da! We complete this novel. We done this novel. You want these characters brief, you read more, and this is a little bit to help your exams. This is Gauri from Intellectual Literature. If you really like this video, kindly like it and share your thoughts in comment section, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Bye. Thank you.